Good morning, and welcome back to the first ever episode of Saturday Morning Switch, brought to you by Retro Remastered. We're less than 24 hours removed from Nintendo pulling back the curtain on the Switch and telling us all about it, and opinions are, as ever, split. Some are in love with the possibilities, while others are complaining about the tech, the pricing, the launch lineup, the colours. Well, in this first episode, we're going to explore everything we know so far, and how good, or bad, things seem right now. So, the actual Switch itself then. We already knew a bit about the tech, but now we have a few more specs. The first one, which is a big sticking point, is the storage space. 32GB, or the same as the premium Wii U. If you've adopted purchasing games digitally over the past few years, you'll already know that just isn't enough. I mean, heck, my 8GB Wii U struggles with just the updates for Smash, Kart, and a few other titles. The console does support microSD cards, which allows you to dramatically increase your storage space, but that is an additional cost, which, well, we'll get back to that one. Though speaking of small cards, the cartridges for this thing are surprisingly compact, kind of sized between like a DS card and a PSP UMD, which is kind of neat. Then there's the battery life, clocking in between 2.5 and 6.5 hours per charge. Now, assuming that low end is a worst case, that will mean when you're using Wi-Fi, sound at max, screen as bright as can be, motion waggling, and all the rest. Nintendo said that it's roughly 3 hours for a Breath of the Wild playthrough, but I'd probably average it out at about 4 hours, is what I would say. For some that'll still stuck, but that's kind of roughly what other devices like 3DS and Vita clocking at, and it's not like you're going to be taking many 4 hour plus journeys, let's be honest. In better news all round, the touchscreen is a capacitive one, which basically translates as multi-touch, and from hands-on reports, these displays looking gorgeous. The portable screen outputs at about 720p, while the system itself shifts to 1080p when you put it in the dock. And of course, the best bit of news, it's Region 3, which feels weird to be celebrating after Nintendo pioneered Region 3 devices back in the day, but hey, it's good to have it, and if you want to play those weird as shit Japanese games that will never come out, you can. Moving on to the price, yeah, £280. On the one hand, this is still less than your typical Sony or Microsoft console launch, but it's also the most expensive launch data system for Nintendo to date, and brings back memories of that nightmare 3DS launch, and how quickly it got its price slashed. While it is only £30 above that £250 expectation, the money quickly adds up when you're factoring other costs, like memory cards, the £60 asking point for Zelda, or £75 if you want another set of Joy-Cons. And then there's the fact that PS4 Slim with Uncharted will set you back less than £250 these days. And the other kicker is kind of the paid online. We don't know a whole lot about it so far, apart from what this kind of lovely slide during the presentation told us. But the big one is that free game download, which is apparently kind of a NES or a SNES game, but you only get to play it for 1 month, after which you have to buy the game. Which compared to PlayStation Plus and games with gold, isn't that great, even if the Nintendo back catalogue will on average produce a higher quality title. You're gonna have to do better here, guys, or be phenomenally cheap, because we don't know the price yet. Which moves us on to the games. Now, we all know about Breath of the Wild and how amazing it's gonna be, and the latest trailer has me more sold than ever. It's been curious to see its journey going from Wii U game to assumed crossover title, to delayed and missing the Switch launch, to now coming out earlier than anyone expected, for the Wii U and Switch at launch on March 3rd. Yeah, that's less than 2 months away, that's crazy. Then there's the other notable launch title coming from Nintendo, One to Switch, which is the equivalent of Wii Sports or Nintendo Land for this console, which utilises a lot of the controller tech that you might not see in other games, such as the HD rumble function, with like some games asking you, for example, to tell how many ball bearings are in, how many imaginary ball bearings are in your controller from the way you tilt it, which is a really impressive level of tech, if they can pull that off accurately. And it's also got the usual competition stuff, which will probably be its main focus. Would have been nice if it was a bundled in game, but sadly not to be. Then there's the big third party launch title for the Switch, which is, weirdly, Super Bomberman R. Yep, it's a Bomberman game, it's a Konami game, and it's taking the lead in 2017. You should pretty much know what to expect. This game looks pretty, it'll have a single player mode, although that's always been a hit or miss affair in the Bomberman franchise. But hey, if you need another multiplayer party game, you can never go wrong with Bomberman. Then the launch lineup is being wrapped up by Ubisoft and EA, who have confirmed Just Dance 2017 and Skylanders Imaginators, Ubisoft have also said they're bringing Rayman Legends and Steep to the system soon afterwards, although the exact dates for those aren't known yet. As for the rest of March, there's Snipper Clips, a game where you can kind of cut and stick together characters to overcome puzzles and challenges. Fast RMX, which is, well, it's F-Zero, let's be honest. And Has Been Heroes, which is a roguelike strategy. Then there's the tail end of April, which brings us Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which has everything from the Wii U version, not just the base content, but all the DLC as well, alongside some new characters, and, yes, Battle Mode. Oh, how we missed thee. Shooting forward into spring, Nintendo have ARMS, which is an interesting fighting game where you have extendable arms, and kind of utilises the motion tech of the Joy-Cons a lot more, to provide an in-depth experience, so it could well end up being like one of the most accurate fighters ever made, besides, you know, real life. Could be one to watch, depends on how much depth there is to the game. Spring also brings along Disgaea 5, which again is another complete edition with all the trimmings. Then there's the long-awaited platformer Rhyme, and Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is as mad as it sounds. Moving to summer, you can expect scattered showers of kids and squids in Splatoon 2, making a fool out of people like me who just expect an enhanced support. You can dual wield some weapons, but otherwise it's business as usual for Splatoon. As 2017 closes, we've got Skyrim, which, yeah, seems an odd time to launch that. But more importantly, we've got the latest 3D Mario in Super Mario Odyssey. This is my MVP of the Switch lineup, as Odyssey looks new and interesting in a way that no Mario post-Galaxy really has. Levels jump from realistic forests and cities to super colourful cartoon worlds. Mario can jump on his hat, Bowser's dressed to impress, there's loads of little kind of touches in this that I really enjoy. Which leaves us with the good old limbo of TBA 2017 and beyond, which includes Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is the third game in that series. Fire Emblem Warriors, which, I mean, if you played Hyrule Warriors, you can guess. And then there's a slew of other games, including Minecraft, FIFA, Sonic Mania, I Am Setsuna, Ultra Street Fighter 2, Siberia 3, NBA 2K18, Xenoverse 2, Dragon Quest 10 and 11, and Heroes and Hero 2, Shin Megami Tensei, which is presumably 5, No More Heroes, Lego City Undercover, Redout, Binding of Isaac Rebirth Plus, Wonder Boy, and the weirdest named game of the bunch, Project Octopath Traveler. Yes, that is a Square Enix JRPG, how did you know? That's a nice lot of games, and obviously there's more still to come, but it's also fair to say the launch day momentum of Nintendo riding has ebbed away a fair bit. Especially as the console's killer game, Zelda, is on Wii U as well. From what I've seen, people do still want to buy a Switch, but are holding off until Christmas when they can snatch up Zelda, Mario, and more for presumably a fairer price. Which could dampen sales, but I mean, the console's already selling out pre-orders everywhere, so it'll be hard to tell for a while. The real battle looks like it's going to be coming from convincing the more pensive consumers in the months after launch, so in the summer period. Well, thanks for watching this first episode. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Give us a like, subscribe, or hit us up on Twitter and Facebook, and we hope to see you around. Bye.